A lot of YouTubers just like making videos. And here we're going to go back into Tommy Land. What am I saying? You know what I'm saying? We were always in Tommy Land in regards to this corner of YouTube. But I've been watching some of his latest material, and I can't say that I'm surprised, but I am surprised on why people support him. Now, if you just find Tommy Sotomayor entertaining, if you look at him as some sort of goofball, some sort of clown, and you're amused by his antics, I can understand that. But he's definitely not the type of guy you'll want to give your money to unless you like throwing your money away. I'm like he's like a bum in the underpass. You know what I'm saying? He's constantly begging for change and things of that nature. And there's people that feel that Tommy's is going to change the black community. That Tommy, he's gonna make a difference. But as of Tommy's been on YouTube, has anything changed? No, of course not. You can't fix the problem with the problem. Tommy is a conniving con artist and an opportunist. And if you actually listen to his videos, he'll tell you so himself. He even stated that he's kind of like an actor or some sort of entertainer, some sort of public figure or whatever. Because that's what social media is. You just get on here and you can just ramble on and on. You can get a certain agenda and then you get followers. And people are kind of, they're like sheep, especially black people. Now, Tommy Sotomayor is supposedly, I guess he wants to file a lawsuit against YouTube. He wants to create a lawsuit against, liberalism or the social justice warriors. He feels that his freedom of speech is being infringed upon. Now, my thing is like this. First of all, YouTube doesn't guarantee freedom of speech. They have certain, all you have to do is read their policy, their terms and agreement. I don't know how hard that is. But, he always talks about, they took down my channels and this and that, so I need $100,000. I'm like, first of all, everybody's gotten videos flagged and channels suspended or whatever. I have. So, maybe I should start a lawsuit. So Tommy's asking for $100,000, which some poor schmucks are already donating to him. And first of all, what is $100,000 going to do to a conglomerate like YouTube and Google? Google owns YouTube. $100,000 won't even get their execs out of bed. Google headquarters probably spends $100,000 on toilet paper alone. So Tommy knows it's frivolous. So it's best for him to say, hey, I just want this money for myself. Just give me $100,000, and so forth. Hey, it's the internet. Everybody's donating to everybody. So he just be honest. Now, as far as his fight with the drunken peasants, the false DMCA or DCMA or whatever they call it, the things of that nature. See, the thing is, Tommy doesn't know how to deal with the white boys, especially kind of popular white dudes. He came on YouTube, he figures that white people, hate blacks, can't stand blacks, and he'll feel like white people won't be a problem, or if they was, it'll only be kind of like a temporary inconvenience. But they just stayed clowning him or whatever, and it's hard. And then when he's tried to fight back, his white constituents or whatever says, hey, Tommy, leave the white boys alone, go and do what you do, put your fire truck red lipstick on, tap dance for us. We need you to act like a pit bull to go against black people and so forth. So therefore, the tide against him is extremely strong. But also, Tommy Sotomayor is known to get information wrong. Like he calls drunken peasants social justice warriors, when I do know that Amazing Atheist is against the social justice warriors. You know, when Tommy says that's the liberals, they shut down Donald Trump. Oh wow, poor Donald Trump, the billionaire. You know, he got one of his rallies shut down. You know, and a lot of his rallies are just like hootenannies where people get knocked the fuck out. You know, but there are members of the drunken peasants that agree with Tommy that you know what I'm saying, that they shouldn't shut down or try to silence Donald Trump's voice. So therefore, even analyzing these white dudes, you know, he gets it all wrong and kind of throw them in this a certain category that he knows the conservatives will hate. But still, with the white dudes, he's still careful about his wordings. When he's up against white people, he puts them in a certain category. He don't just go all belligerent and say, oh, these white savages, these white people and things of that nature. He says, no, it's the social justice warriors, it's the liberals, you know, it's the Democrats and so forth. See, when it comes to black people, he just put us in a category and this and that, you know, and just screams to the top of his lungs, call us savages, call us degenerates, call us miscreants and things of that nature. Says, hey, I don't care if the police shoot you guys, I don't care what happens to you. Imagine if he says that to white people. You know, imagine if he said, you know, I don't care if these black thugs gun you down in the streets, some of y'all deserve it, I'm done dealing with you, you know, and so forth. So therefore, he's, you know what I'm saying, he's a soft shoe, he's tiptoeing. But also another thing he stated when he was up against the white boys, he said that his videos aren't for white people. He was trying to, you know what I mean, it was just such an inconvenience for him. He literally said out of his own mouth that his videos aren't for white people. But did Tommy say that to David Duke? Did he say that to who's that other guy? Colin Flaherty? Did he, when he had the one-on-one with them, did he sit there and he say, hey man, well, my videos aren't really for white people? No, he's trying to milk white people and get money off of them. You know, he's an actor. Now, technically, I understand. I listen to Tommy thoroughly. I listen to him very thoroughly. And I understand that ultimately he's saying that the white man is deploying black women to destroy the black community, that it sort of is the white man's fault. But he doesn't put emphasis on that and so forth. Just like the white man's the Terminator, or the white man is Skynet or whatever, and the black female is Terminatrix. But he doesn't, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't put, you know what I mean, it's like you have to kind of pay attention, and he kind of slides that in there, you know, and you have to be able to catch it. But still, nevertheless, he is still a bootlicker. People are giving Tommy Sotomayor $100,000. That $100,000 could go to a black school, to their community, and so forth. And that's the problem with black people. We'll give, you know what I'm saying, these silver-tongued con artists like Tommy their money. They'll give these church pastors with money. I tell you, I guess it really is liquid money, because black people will give, you know what I'm saying, money to any and everybody. You know, and then complain about, you know what I'm saying, being broke and so forth. No, that's the thing. So maybe Tommy Sotomayor is using this as an exit strategy. Maybe he says, hey man, I want to get off YouTube or whatever. Let me just get this last $100,000. You know, because that Fatherless America movie, that's not coming out. You know, you can forget about that. Because first of all, as I said, he's part of the problem. Now I want to go into his new daughter, or his new bastard child. Now, don't get on me for calling his daughter a bastard child. I'm like, he calls everybody else's kids bastards. You know, I'm like, that's what he is. He had her out of wedlock. So therefore, he does recognize his new daughter. You know, so Tommy fans, even those that want to stand one of his stands stern next to Tommy and says all them other kids aren't his, but you recognize now he has 2 kids by 2 different baby mothers, and then he has other kids that he don't claim, but we know he's gonna claim these 2. Them other kids he may claim off camera because he has a persona in here on YouTube, so that's his son. He could actually do have some sort of relationship and send him money, but here, I'm saying on YouTube, he has a certain image. So Tommy Sotomayor he probably has more kids than Old Dirty Bastard. And he probably will continue to have more kids, because to me he just represents an irresponsible, no self-control having, just a sexual primal Negro. I'm like, he's the reason why the black community is fucked up. He's part of the problem, and I don't care if he wants to call it out. People, I've heard something that people that are contributing to a problem can sometimes be the best advocates against it. Like, you have a guy who wants to go out, he wants to protect the children. He does all this charity work for children. He wants to protect children from child predators or neglect and this and that, and then he ends up being the biggest pedophile. There's people out there that's wants to start this war on drugs or whatever, got this whole anti-drug campaign, don't say no to drugs and this and that, and they're the biggest crackheads. And that's the thing. So Tommy is like a dude, and then if you actually watch his damn videos, he literally says, he hangs around thoughts. He tricks his money off with prostitutes. He states this, and then he says that black women want dick and attention, but his whole platform is to give black women attention. If their black women are showing their ass and getting attention, and then you draw attention to them, duh. You just gave them what they want. When the smartest thing to do is just ignore them. This guy just literally stays glued on social media, looking at people's Instagram and whatever, and what this black female is doing. This black female is trying to prostitute herself out. He says, look at these black women, all these black women, they're trying to sell sex. I met this black woman the other day, and she told me, I got $1,000 and I'll have sex with you for a month, or some shit like that. So we know he hangs around strip clubs. He hangs out at these sort of seedy places. And then he stated that what was it? He said that selling pussy should be a single female's game, or a female with no kids. Because he hangs around, he's in contact with a lot of, I guess, prostitutes who have children. But being a John, buying pussy should be a single man's game, a dude who has no kids. Tommy literally got on camera and stated that he paid a female $300 for sex. That money could have went to his kids, but he spent it on sex. And you guys are going to support him. That's like me talking about the horrors of drugs, and we're gonna clean the neighborhood up, get rid of all the drugs. But then I tell you that, hey, every now and then I like to smoke crack. And it's just what I do and so forth. But Tommy says that he's not noble about it. Yeah, he pays for pussy, but he doesn't make a big deal about it. He recognizes what it is. So I guess that makes it better. So Tommy's mentality is, do as I say, don't do as I do. We know that he messes around with thoughts. If you give a thought your money, why would they stop being a thought? They did. I'm telling you, Tommy has an affinity. He's very attracted to women with tattoos, with weave, or whatever he goes against. I think that a regular female who hangs out at the bookstore or whatever, that will probably be too boring. But he can do whatever he wants to do. But you just have to recognize the con he's pulling over you, and he's not even really a good con man. I guess you know what I'm saying, you just dangle something shiny in front of people's faces and so forth. Now, we're going to go back into fair use. You know, thing is with YouTube, as soon as YouTube is free than a motherfucker. As soon as you upload a video, you're wide open for attack. So therefore, people will say nothing is free. You know, and YouTube has been good to Tommy. You know what I'm saying? It's allowed Tommy to eat at its table. It didn't have to give him nothing. Now, with Tommy's platform, especially TNN News Raw, you know, he uses clips. Now, these good people, you know, these journalists, these broadcasters, these channels, these networks go out there and get, you know what I'm saying, the stories. They got to hit the streets, you know, black women running around with a flamethrower. You know, Tommy Sotomayor extracts it, you know, and you know what I'm saying, put it on his channel and then do his own warped spin on it. And, you know, he has monetary gain. But he can do that because it's fair use. The same way somebody can take his video, or any video, and then criticize it, break it down, clown, you know, or whatever. You know, it's just how YouTube is. If you don't like it, then, you know what I'm saying, go and build your own platform. I know that Tommy's been talking about this for a while, but you know, I understand that YouTube is just easy traffic. You know, I'm like, this is the marketplace. This is the best place for you to get exposure, and you can make easy money. As if your own website, you know, it's sort of harder. Also, Tommy is Mr. Controversy. You know, he's controversy, which I don't understand. I'm like, I never seen somebody fucking whine and cry. His whole thing is to rattle people's nerves, to shake the hornet's nest. And soon as he gets stinged, or if somebody creates some sort of counterattack, you know, then he whines and cries. He plays the victim. I'm like, in a lot of ways, he embraces every single negative connotation a black person can have. You know, and people still support him. One, you're a plain victim. People always say black people got this victim mentality. You're always whining and crying about something. Tommy does that. Tommy's a pathological liar. You know, he has multiple kids by multiple women. You know, I'm like, he's a hood maker. That's the reason why we got single parent households, is people like Tommy that can't control his sexual urges. Matter of fact, I think he needs to be sterilized and placed in isolation. And the fact that people will still show Tommy Sotomayor support, even though he's a bastard child maker, just means to tell me that people in general just, I don't know, sort of stupid. You know, that they really don't want the problems in the community fixed. Maybe they just want to come on YouTube and just be entertained. And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? If black people was really concerned about the, you know what I'm saying, raising the standard of living amongst the black commonwealth, they wouldn't be so easily distracted and keep their eyes on the prize. You know, Tommy Sotomayor is just a shucking and jiving, loudmouth, red-lipped Negro. You know, I'm like, he's pretty much an agitator. He's pestilence. We don't need him. That's all I want to say. Thanks for watching. Never stop learning.